Hi, so I'm very sorry that I didn't record this weekend, but Saturday I forgot and Sunday I didn't do my hair. So, here we are, and this isn't going to make sense because I have lots of things to discuss with you. I think I'm going to do 2 videos. And this first one is going to be Glee and New Girl and Once Upon a Time, which doesn't exactly make sense order-wise, but we're going with it, okay? Okay, so Glee, the first time, I enjoyed it. Let's see, it was a while since I've watched it, obviously, but I thought it was very classy, it was very tactful, and it was appropriate. Like, I don't know why these parents' rights groups are getting up in a... Okay, number one, these parents' rights people need to, like, get a life. That's number one. Number two, teach your children good morals or whatever, and then you don't have to worry about what they see on TV. Number three, you're ridiculous. Okay. But so, I didn't think there was anything inappropriate about it. They didn't show anything. I'm not sure that they needed to. I think it was done very well. It was classy, okay? And let's see what else I have. Okay, so, I don't know, I'm kind of wary about, like, how they have, like, they were, like, the last virgins in, like, their whole school, because I feel like I knew non-virgins, but I also knew a lot of virgins in high school, so I feel like it's not so realistic that they made it seem like no one in the entire school, like, wasn't having sex, except for the 4 of them. I don't know, but regardless, I think it was done very well. It was very cute, okay? It was cute, and it was adorable, and they did what, you know what? Kids are gonna do what they're gonna do. So at least they did it with people that they loved, and they weren't pressured, and it was just nice and cute, okay? And romantic. Okay. I loved West Side Story. That's a great show, number one, and they were awesome. I loved all the songs from it. No Mercedes, like, the whole episode, which was, I know, she's kind of on my short list of people I'm angry at, so I guess that was fine. But I thought it was weird how she had everyone, and when she was talking about, like, she wanted to lose her virginity, and she was, like, talking to her girls, not what she said. She was like, I need to call my ladies, or something really cheesy. But, like, I feel like she's more friends with Mercedes than, like, Brittany and Santana, I feel like, so I feel like she should at least have been in that scene. But no Shoe and no Sue, so that was a very nice change, because sometimes they honestly take away from the story by trying to be, like, cool and actually being annoying. So that was a nice change of pace. With Karofsky, that was a very nice scene. Yeah, and honestly, I think they described it somewhere as, like, closure, and it really was. Like, if we never see Karofsky again, I feel good knowing that he's, like, moved on and coming to terms with who he is and stuff. And as much as I like his character, and I kind of like that dynamic he had with Kurt, I also think that was a nice kind of farewell for him if we don't see him again. I don't want him to date Kurt ever, because I know some people are all for that, but I feel like that's very kind of Stockholm-y, that you're gonna, like, fall in love with your, like, attacker and, like, bully. So I don't really agree with that, but it was really nice. Sebastian has some balls, talking straight up to Darren Criss like that, and making fun of his boyfriend, but he needs to back off, because that's rude. He's in a happy relationship, and they're adorable, and I don't even care. The Warblers were not as good without Darren Criss, which is sad, but I mean, it was still good, but that guy who was the lead was probably not the greatest person ever. Also, it kind of bothers me. This is something that kind of bothers me throughout the show, and this was relevant to the gay bar in this episode, but they do it throughout, and various other things that they do. Not everything in Ohio is the middle of nowhere. And so that's really all. I feel like when people talk about Ohio on TV and movies, it's like Hicks, the middle of nowhere, and it's definitely not in all places. There are farming areas, don't get me wrong, but not everywhere is the middle of nowhere. Okay, so that just bothers me a little bit, because it's very possible that they have a nice gay bar. We're not homophobic in Ohio, okay? It's fine. Beast is adorbs. It was so cute that she didn't know that he was asking her out, and she, like, offered him her chili remnants, and thought he really liked her tube socks, and that was adorable, and I'm really glad that she has a man. And I felt really bad for Finn because I think I'm liking him now. I kind of like him. I always thought he was kind of useless, like Tina, but guess what? Tina's still useless. And Finn's not anymore, and I like Finn, and I feel really bad that he feels like a useless person because he's not good at football or singing or thinking. So that is rough. I feel bad for him. Okay. And that's all I had for that. So I thought it was a good episode. Not the best one ever, but definitely not the worst one this season. So that's good. New girl. I don't have much, just that Jess and Nick are adorable, and I can't wait for them to get back together. Or not get together as a couple, because it's going to be really cute when it happens, and I hope that they learn from other mistakes and actually get them together at a reasonable time, rather than, 6 or 7 seasons in Bones, which we'll get to. Also, Schmidt is great, but he needs to tone it down just a little bit, because he's like a tad annoying. But he is great. I also think that they need to bring back the douchebag jar from the first episode, because that was really funny. And he still deserves it. So, okay. We're at 6 minutes already. How did that happen? I think I'm talking kind of slow. I'm a little laid back today. Okay, once upon a time. I'll kind of speed through this. Okay, so here's my thing. I don't understand the time standing still thing in regards to children, especially. Because, do they grow? Has Mary Margaret been teaching the same children for 28 years? Because Henry obviously grew, but he's not part of Fairy Tale Land, which is why he didn't grow, if I'm not mistaken. But I imagine that he probably would have noticed if he had been in the same class with people who had been in that class forever. So do they grow? Has Ashley/Cinderella been pregnant for 28 years? Why did no one think this was strange? Why did Henry not think this was strange? So I'm not sure, if it's they've been living the exact same life for 28 years, or if it's kind of like a parallel life, where, maybe they're, growing up as, perhaps Ashley was born into this world, or Cinderella was born into this world as Ashley at a certain point, and then 9 months ago, I don't understand exactly how it works, and I feel like Ashley was pregnant for 28 years, and someone should have noticed that was strange. Okay, are the Princess Charming brothers? Because right, Cinderella's Prince and Snow White's Prince and Disney are both Prince Charming, right? So are they brothers, James and Thomas? Because that's really cute. And if they are brothers, are John Doe/David and Sean brothers? Because if they are, I feel like Sean and his dad should have been looking for him. So I feel like they're not, I don't know, I had a brother vibe from them in Fairy Tale Land. But I don't know if they're brothers here. Okay, Rumpelstiltskin is scary, and the dude killed the fairy godmother. What the heck? She was great. And we didn't even get to love her because he killed her. He exploded her into a ball of fire and stole her wand. He's so creepy. He was like, oh, magic comes with the price. And it was like, creepy. And you need to brush your teeth. Okay, okay, so here's, Ashley got to keep her baby, and Sean came back to her, so is that, the curse starting to break, one story at a time? Because they seem to have a happy ending, and that was great. Yeah, so I feel like the curse is starting to break a little bit at a time. But how many people are they going to have? I mean, they can't have one person get a happy ending every episode. Okay, why did Emma make a deal with Gold? That was silly. And I want to know, I wish we would have gotten a better idea of how Henry felt about her, this is why I gave up my baby speech that she had going on. And I think that he probably wants to call her mom. They were trying to, she was like, maybe Pumpkin in honor of Cinderella, and he was like, I have one, but you're not ready yet. I think he probably wants to call her mom, which is going to break my heart when he does. And the mayor is sleeping with the sheriff? What the heck? I love him. He's so hot. And whose side is he on? Because I really feel like he's on the good side, and he wants in Emma's pants, which I approve of, because I hate the queen, she's mean. And also I've heard a lot of people saying that I'm not thinking that the queen knows about the curse, or Regina. No, I don't think she knows that she's the queen. I'm in love with Prince Charming. He is wonderful and should be in every scene. I would like John Doe to be more an active role. Also, I didn't realize that Henry didn't know who everyone was, and I really like that he is kind of in the dark about some of these people. Because, like, some are obvious, like Red Riding Hood, obvious. Some are, I guess I wouldn't think Rumpelstiltskin. That wouldn't be one of my first guesses. So I think that's really cool that he doesn't know who everyone is, so he's kind of figuring it out too. And I'm glad that Emma finally changed her clothes, because if she had worn that red jacket in one more scene, I was gonna be like, buy a jacket. Or like, I don't know, a coat, another one, or a different, besides that gray t-shirt. Okay, so I'm really glad she changed her clothes. And then I'm going to talk in the next video, we're going to talk about Bones and Grey's Anatomy and Chuck. So if you just, like, give me, like, 1 minute, okay? So, yeah.